All right, we just got off the water. The boat's back up on dry land, and my heart's going a million miles an hour. Oh my gosh. So let's just back up and say, like, I got to gather my thoughts because I am a wreck right now. Like, trying to just get my composure.
A lot happened really fast.
A lot happened really, really quick. We came down, we primed the oil, got oil pressure, and we checked the timing, fired it up. It fired right up, checked the timing. Timing was good. And we're like, let's go for it. So we launched the mini boat, the old RS Racecraft Skookum, great safety boat. This should be fun, watching Nicole back up the mini boat. See how she does, a little bit of pressure. She's just used her mirrors before. Oh yeah, she's struggling already. She's chasing it. She's chasing it. Mini boats for safety. I kind of made this decision a couple of years ago that I'm not going to run one of these sprint boats in the water, in the river, open water without a safety boat. So we're going to do that. We got our buddy Scott. He's going to be our mini boat operator. So Nicole and I can both be in the boat, have it balanced. We just set the timing on it. Timing was right at 20 degrees, just like Brad wanted. And I think we're a go. We're actually a go to back this thing off the trailer and take it for a quick rip. Let's do this. I'm not all that nervous. I was yesterday, but now that we just ran it and idled, I'm ready to go do this. So I'm about ready to feel this thing for the first time. And we're ready to go. Like, let's do this thing. We already know it's running. So Nicole, I said, hey, throw the GoPros on there. Hopefully we get some decent footage. I see that one's pointed up. Hopefully that was just from the acceleration.
Oh yeah, it was pointed down there.
So we had Scott on the mini boat on the ramp. We backed off, and immediately I'm like, oh my God, it's like, it even backs up fast.
Yeah,
like,
it really does.
I was like, holy crap, don't even need half the reverse bucket. So we back up, kind of a gentle lean into it, but what was your take on the very initial launch? Like, what's your thought?
I think my initial, I turned around and I saw like one little tiny water leak, and it was just the tiniest little dribble, and just like I had this like overwhelming feeling of like everything's going super smooth. If it's that little dribble is the only thing, it backed up great. The reverse bucket was great. It was turning immediately, like super well. Everything felt awesome. The initial launch was awesome. And so it was like kind of just like a wave of relief initially.
Yeah.
And so
compared to yesterday, when I just felt like we had a shit show going on, I would agree with that. Like, oh, hey, we're shit. You know, we're in the car, and next thing you know, we're backing off a boat tram with a 1,000 horsepower, literally right at my toes, and which kind of leads me into the next things. Like, that throttle response was ridiculous. Like, it was stupid. It was so, like, you can't even, like, with your little toe just nudge it, and it's like, man, it just hit so damn hard. That 9-inch pump just hooks up and throws. Like,
when you got
holy
on the
crap.
throttle really hard the first time, it definitely was like, it takes your breath away.
So just FYI, I never went to full throttle. Maybe for a split second, but like most of that was half throttle.
Lord.
Like if that, like, all right, so one of the things I think I actually got to do is kind of detune some of the sensitivity, and we got this thing all the way out. There's some things I can do with my gas pedal up there. Because we came in, we did one lap, and we're coming around, and there was a little bit of chop, so I let out the throttle, and the first chop we hit, just the bump from the chop made my gas pedal foot go boop, boop, and every time I go boop, boop, the boat would just go wow. It was like this irreversible, like I couldn't stop it from, like my foot was twitching from the waves, and every time it twitched it launched the boat. So
Scott said there was one we caught some pretty decent air.
Yeah,
apparently.
I could feel it. Like I couldn't, like the only other thing I could do done is like get my foot completely out of the gas pedal and gone to idle maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe just pin it and drive, but those were big waves.
I'm excited to see on the GoPro because I know you hear a little like woohoo from me.
It was flipping intense. This thing is insane. It is a giant leap from, the 400 class. Not that those boats are slow, but holy cow. Like now I'm like starting to freak out about actually driving this thing and being competitive in it. I did notice, we did some quick turns. I think it turns nice and smooth. It tracks pretty good, but my brain is so scattered. Honestly, I couldn't, I don't know.
There was a few turns up by the bridge that were so smooth and so fast, and it just felt like it hooked up so well. And there wasn't much splash at all, which was nice too.
Yeah, there wasn't. There was one turn, I think I had spray coming up on that side. But like, it's kind of hard to say on the river because there's actually a good current. There's a little bit of chop out there. When you're on a track, it's mostly smooth water. And I don't know, I'm still like going at 8 million miles an hour, but we're just going to do the one run, call it good, call it a success. We're going to take it home, kind of clean out the injectors and pickle it, if you will, and put it to bed because we just counted up the days this morning with a notepad. I have 22 days off until between now and June 9th, which the test and tune is on the 10th. 22 days to build the 400 146 boat. Hang on for the ride, and I'm literally going to do like a daily calendar to see if we're going to make it or not. If we can, we've already committed. It's probably not going to be painted for the first race. Maybe and we have our checkpoints in the sand, line in the sand. If we don't have this done by then it's not going to get painted. So we'll take it to Webb Slough unpainted and paint it in between because we have 6 weeks off in there. But Nicole, thanks for being a trooper. This was a flippin' rush that I will never forget. Like the first time putting my foot into a 500 cubic inch billet badass thing. I don't know. Like it just is blowing my mind right now. Yeah. And it's intense. It's super flippin' intense. But all right, let's go work on the 146.